Call halal Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. All praises to the Most High Yahawah, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahawashi. Today I wanted to take a look at a article from a company called Oxygen for Life, I believe. They provide some helpful background information regarding oxygen, as well as the foods that we eat and the water and other liquids that we drink. This article is available here up top at oxygenforlife.co.za/files/pdf/cell-food-information-guide 01092008.pdf. And this particular article, though it's promoting a product or a supplement that they market called Cell Food, I'm actually just using this more for the helpful information they have in the beginning. I am not familiar with this product that they sell, and I haven't used it before myself. This piece actually right here is, I think, a good place to start. Fundamental principle. It says, throughout this guide, it will become clear to you that the fundamental principle behind our approach to health is that our Creator has designed our human body to be able to build, cleanse, restore, reconstruct, protect, strengthen, and balance itself, provided it receives the proper care and nutritional building blocks. Definitely. Goes on to quote Hippocrates, which says, let your food be your medicine, and let your medicine be your food. Absolutely. I could not agree with that more. Hippocrates, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a Jake, but I actually do not know. Okay, so here in the introduction, this is on page 4 of the PDF, it says, Introduction, our current situation. Every day we breathe in air that is polluted. Yes, we drink water and other liquids that are contaminated with hazardous waste or contain chemicals and additives that are detrimental to us. Yes, definitely municipal tap water. We eat foods that are depleted of minerals, are over-refined, overcooked, and have excessive fat content and are preserved and prepared using harmful chemicals, additives, and cooking processes. Definitely. Pretty much anything refined that comes out of a package, and even things that don't, even if it's organic, if the soil quality is poor, you're just not getting the mineral content that you would have, thousands of years ago, or even hundreds of years ago, or even decades ago, because the soils are that depleted. As we know in the Bible, it provides laws governing agriculture, in particular land Sabbaths, that you are not supposed to be continually farming the land without rest. In fact, let me find that scripture, land Sabbath in the Bible. Here's what the scriptures say regarding land Sabbaths. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25. I'll take it from the top. And the Lord spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field, nor prune thy vineyard. That which groweth out of its own accord of thy harvest thou shalt not reap, neither gather the grapes of thine vine undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land. And the Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you, for thee and for thy servant, and for thy maid, and for thy hired servant, and for thy stranger that sojourneth with thee. The land Sabbath is critically important for many reasons. First and foremost, it's what we as Israelites are commanded to do in the scriptures. And the reason for that is, or one reason for that, or one carnal reason for that is it prevents total depletion of the soil. In particular, I'd have to look more into this, but I believe it's important for killing off various types of fungus or mold or any other sort of, I guess you could say, parasites that are present in the soil, as well as allowing nitrogen fixing bacteria to replenish the nitrogen that's in the soil. Anyway, as it relates to nitrogen fixing bacteria, I would have to go back and look that up. Back to the PDF here. We smoke and drink alcohol excessively, and we exercise too little. Definitely true. All of this modern day living loads our bodies with more toxins and acid waste, which slow down our metabolisms and weaken our immune systems so that they gradually become less able to protect us from disease and aging. And let me just point out here, of course, toxins we've spoken a lot about in the past, and how that creates an ideal environment for parasitic organisms to thrive in our bodies. And those parasitic organisms are direct conduits for devil's demonic activity to oppress us and even possess us in some cases, as we examined with the case regarding the epileptic son a few lessons back in the scriptures, and related that again to tapeworm parasites, is from articles that we had read regarding how tapeworm parasites, in particular pork, but I'm sure others do the same thing. Tapeworm parasites that come from pork, when they enter into our brains, they are the cause of epileptic, or one such cause of epileptic seizures. And acid waste is also important too. In a previous lesson, we spoke regarding the importance of alkalinity in the body, and in particular, how not just our food and drink and external conditions dictate the acid waste in our body, but the most overwhelming factor is our thoughts. And I believe this article touches on that later on down in a few paragraphs. Next paragraph. Linked to many harmful effects of these physical factors on us are psychological and emotional factors, right, as we just were speaking about, that bombard us every day. We live and work under increasingly stressful conditions such as heavy traffic, pressurized jobs, troubled family relationships, economic uncertainty, crime, personal hardships, and so on. The level that we experience these things in quote unquote modern society, which is a code word for Western society, again, which is another code word you could say. I'm going to skip a few code words here, but code words for rulership under the Edomites. All of these toxic conditions. We live in a world where people have never been more depressed. Suicide rates are skyrocketing. Youth suicide, youth depression, at all ages. It's just ridiculous. And people were never afflicted with depression, with suicide at these levels in the past. It's a very recent phenomenon. Again, under the rulership of the wicked, the people do mourn. Let me see that. Let me pull that up in the scriptures. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. As evidence what I was saying regarding depression and suicide, and there are many other things. People are miserable, people are mourning. And this scripture right here confirms that the wicked are ruling the earth. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to link the two together. Now, what it doesn't touch upon here is the importance of these factors in determining the alkalinity or acidity of the body. I suppose it touches on it in a way, but I want to highlight that point. Next paragraph. Because all of this has a detrimental impact on the quality of our lives, today we need something amazing to help us deal with our modern day stressful situation. Well, that's faith. But you need to work hard and build yourself up to get there. We need something that will be constantly cleaning harmful toxins and waste from our bodies, restoring cellular damage, building our bodies, strengthening our immune systems, and balancing us at our physical, electromagnetic, biological, chemical levels. Correct. Faith does all of that. But if your faith isn't strong enough, there are ways that we can use certain modalities of healing in the world, but at the same time not abuse the world. As I has spoken about, I believe earlier in this lesson and also previous lessons, oxygen therapy has been one such modality that I've used that within even such a short time period, I've experienced tremendous cleansing, tremendous restoration, and as a result of that cleansing, an increase in my ability to connect with the Most High, which ultimately is my faith.